Bethrisen is dying. A decade ago, the first great wars had spread blood throughout the lands. The mounting clans were slaughtered. Half of their realm fled behind their great runic portal. The others driven mad out of fear of the Ragnarok. For in their dreams, they saw their own dark fate. The Empire was governed by a feeble monarch. He mourned the loss of his beloved queen and heir. The children of the Empire sing death songs. An empire without an heir could only portend chaos.
Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish, and welcome to a new series here on the channel. Y'all asked for it. It is Disciples 2 Dark Prophecy, or Disciples 2 Galleon's Return, or in this case, Disciples 2 Rise of the Elves, because this is the complete version. It's difficult, as y'all know, to get some of these old games to work properly. I am using the GOG version of Disciples 2, which works pretty well out of the box on newer machines. As you can see, it is in 16:9, and I have adjusted the overlay and the chat and so forth to account for that. So I hope that it looks good. I hope that the sound levels are good, and you just tell me as we go, and I can adjust the volume and the settings and so forth as needed. But let's go ahead and tuck in. So I put a poll up on Twitter, and when y'all decided that you wanted to play Disciples 2, you also decided that you wanted to play the Undead Hordes again. Yes, we are continuing our adventures from the original Disciples' Sacred Lands, because this is the sequel. So, I'm not going to go super in-depth into a lot of the gameplay because it would be recovering many of the things that already exist in the first Disciples game. So if you want like a really in-depth review of how the game works, you can go back, and if you haven't already seen it, that entire series is already on the YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to check out that playlist, and it has the whole Let's Play on there where we went through the first Undead Horde saga. The biggest difference in Disciples 2, besides the visual upgrade, is the addition in one of the expansion packs of a fifth faction, the Elven Alliance. So, we're not going to be playing them. Then, of course, there's our old enemies, the Mountain Clans. The Legions of the Damned, which we didn't get to. We saw them a little bit in the first game, but we didn't play them. Our other old foes, the Empire. But no. Today, we are back once again with the armies of Mortis. It's the Undead Hordes 2, Electric Boogaloo. Check out those screen transitions too. You can see back here like the way that the background changes each time you select a new civ to reflect the terrain type of that civ. And also I love that with the Undead Hordes, our little skull buddy down here, his eyes glow. Alright. So, you all remember this part. We're going to choose a portrait, which I'm going to let you pick. And we're going to choose a Lord type, which, once again, I'm going to go with Mage Lord, and that is specifically because that way we get to show off the 5th level spells, because there are a few things that are a little bit different in Disciples 2. And so I want to make sure that we get to see the whole shebang. Portrait 1 here. Portrait 2, this dapper fellow. Look at them with their high collar. Going to a fancy party. Aww. I'm not sure exactly what this is supposed to be, but I like that the art style, even though you can see that it's done with kind of different textures and brushes, it persists from the original game, this very distinctive art style. It doesn't look quite as much like that sort of Rankin Bass old, like 1980s animation, that hand-drawn look, but you can also see the intent is still there. And they did a little bit of what they did in the first game, where some of the portraits here are kind of patched together from the top and bottom halves of different units for the Civ. So like this is the face of the ghost, kind of, on the body of like another Undead Horde's creature. Likewise, this is like the armor of one champion or unit, and then the head is like I think that's the death summon perhaps, and they just sort of Photoshop them together to get these avatars, which in its way is kind of cool. Some people might call that lazy because they didn't do extra art, especially for the Lord portraits, but I kind of like it because it represents sort of a mishmash or a compilation of everything that the faction has to offer. So you get little bits and pieces of different units cobbled together to make the person who's representing the whole Civ, which is kind of neat in concept. Which of these 4 portraits do y'all like best, though, for our leader? Because we're going to have to look at this person off and on throughout the campaign. So you can tell me which you prefer. We'll call the green one here number 1, and then of course 2, 3, and 4. A chef's hat, kind of. This one has a chef's hat on. Well, we are cooking up trouble, that's for sure, because there is a lot to take in this second game. Not a lot of the core gameplay is different, but I will be going over a lot of the quality of life changes, and of course you can see that the UI is drastically different. So, do y'all like Chef's Hat here? Is this the favorite? Alright, well we're going to go with portrait number 4 then. And here we go. Take it away, narrator.
Mortis, the goddess of the undead hordes, awaited the return of her husband Gallion. Many centuries had passed since Gallion was murdered by the dwarven god. His body was so horribly mutilated that his regeneration could take an eternity. Glaring into the souls of the living, she saw the existence of a being named Uther. He served as the receptacle for Bethrazen's soul, and was trapped in the ancient mountain clan mine of Timoria. His unholy blood could bring Gallion back to life. The location of the mines of Timoria was hidden to all, but tales of Uther's imprisonment would surely be in an Empire library. The undead were called upon once again, and rose to carry out the evil bidding of their fleshless goddess to locate the forsaken Timoria mines.
Cool. So, real quick, the Cliff Notes version of our story for the second game is that this kid has been born, this prince in the Empire, whose name is Uther. He's the heir to the Empire, but he is, as the narrator said, a receptacle for Bethrazen's power. Bethrazen is trying to be reborn through him, so he's sort of like this Antichrist figure, I guess, for Nevendaar. And all of the different factions are after him in some fashion. The legions, of course, are trying to help him, whereas everyone else is trying to kill him or capture him or something for various reasons, because having the power of Bethrazen in him, that gives him an enormous supernatural weight that they can use to accomplish their own purposes. Mortis wants him because she could drain Bethrazen's power to resurrect Gallion. So, here we go. You recognize this screen. It's a little bit different, but also very much the same. You can see our different types of mana: death mana, runestone mana, life mana, infernal mana, and this is the new type of mana that was added along with the elves, grove mana. And of course, here is our income for gold. Oh, and look here. Look who it is. Because we are a mage lord, of course, we get a champion for free, and it is the caster hero, which is, of course, a Lich Queen, so we're starting off strong. Let's welcome everyone back to the show. Ms. Darksoul. It is that time again for her to take center stage. Ah, the Wraith Prusheen. Prusheen, isn't that like the little cat? The little, like, fat cat, the little gray one? No, that's Prusheen. Well, Prusheen says, Mortis whispers to us. Well, she should speak up. It's hard to hear her when she mumbles. Ah, Ms. Darksoul says, what does she request of us, Prusheen? She needs to locate Timoria Mines. We have begun what is to be the rebirth of a god. Her orders will be obeyed. Yes, they will. Oh, a Nosferatu. Look, check it out. It's Count Choco. The spirits have led us here. The plans to Timoria's mines are in a library on these very lands. We must acquire them at all costs. And here we are. We're in, folks. This is the beginning of a whole new saga. Now, the campaigns in Disciples 2 are a little bit longer than the ones in Disciples 1, so strap in, because, of course, it's not going to take as long for me to explain how the mechanics work, and that means hopefully I'll be able to cram a little bit more gameplay into each stream, but nonetheless, this is a TBS, and y'all know to expect a lot of combat, especially because you can see the various enemies already arrayed against us very close to home, here at our capital of Shindar. So, yeah, check out the graphical upgrades. You recognize that this is a Disciples game, but look at this. Already. See, first of all, big thing to notice, we have animation, which was sparse in the first game. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot more of that. Also, one of the first things that I want to show off, over here on the right side UI, you can see that they've done a bit better job of prettying up the buttons and things, putting more information where you can see it, and one of those is right here. We have this Show or Hide Resources bar. So you remember before, I had to click a button in order to see, like, what we were going to, like, what kind of mana we had banked that we could research and cast spells with. So now we have the auto map, but we also have this pop-out. When we turn this on, it stays out and it's persistent until you, like, load the game or quit the program and come back, and it shows all of our mana and our current stores of gold. We also have this handy-dandy Show or Hide Banners button. When we turn this on, check it out. All of these little flags pop up on all of the parties that we can see, and they show us the various neutral factions. Like we can see here, these are the Greenskins, which these are just types or families of monsters. Like the Greenskins includes goblins, goblin archers, goblin shamans, orcs, orc chieftains, you know, that kind of thing. Or here, we have just the neutrals, which are things like peasants, thugs, master thugs, spearmen, mercenaries, or men-at-arms, that kind of thing. And they come accompanied by these right here, these icons that show, like, these are neutral, versus if we click on our own party.
Vengeance is near.
Yes, Ms. Darksoul knows. See, there's our banner, and we can see the portrait frame demonstrates that this is an Undead Hordes party. So that's going to make it a lot easier to pick out if the Mountain Clans or the Empire or the Legions or whoever is out on the board. We also have here our briefing, which is going to take us back to that first screen that shows us our quest objectives. Our quest log, which this will show us different messages, pulls up so that we can see and reread things that we have been told. Of course, our settings menu. And then here, as I already showed, we can click this to go from the auto map to a list of the transformed lands. You can see that our opponents, the Empire here, control 11% of the map, and we control 7%. And then this button is a pretty cool button. It shows what the AI says we're probably going to make in resources next turn. So based on what we currently have, we're going to get 25 death mana and 150 gold. This will change, and we can click that to see, based on terrain expansion and the interference of our enemies, what we're going to rack up on the coming turns. Pretty handy. Diplomacy screen is pretty much the same. They have prettied it up, but you can see at a glance like it's the same amount of information. We just have more options over here because, see, we can sell items, sell spell, give gold, offer alliance, exchange fog vision, which means that we can trade our exploration in the fog of war. And here is our capital screen. So we're going to start out by taking a look here at what we can do. And y'all know the drill. We cannot research any spells, not yet. We don't have enough mana. We will get there and come back to this. But we need to build some buildings. You can see here, only the first level troop buildings are available, so our choices are going to be fairly limited. The only thing that we really have to decide on this first map is, do y'all want zombies or Templars? You may remember, of course, zombies have 170 health and deal 50 damage. Templars only have 160 health, so they have 10 fewer hit points, but they are warded against fire, water, air, and earth instead of being immune to death. Otherwise, they deal about the same amount of damage. Not a whole lot of difference. Before we go spending a lot of money on troop buildings, though, what do we have available to put in our first army? Well, they're going to give us a fighter for free. Now, I will admit, I actually do prefer that more hand-drawn style or texture of the first Disciples game to this art, but this is still pretty good. I like the scarred countenance of the fighter here, who lives again to crush the enemies of Mortis, implying that this guy has been raised from the dead and is undead, but he's not immune to death or even has a death ward, which is odd. And then, of course, here is our old friend the Ghost, who still paralyzes a single target with 65% chance to hit. They are bound by evil to the earth. They join their undead brethren's crusade. And they've given us an initiate for free. Initiates have been trained to spread death and disease upon living enemies. And they hit everyone for 15 death damage. Now, here's the big question. We have 450 gold, right? Now, y'all know that we can hire a different type of champion, and whoever we level up is going to come with us to future scenarios. We still get to import one leader each time that we move to a new map. Now, the difference here is that all their equipped items and things are going to come with us. We get to take more stuff between scenarios. But we still need to make a big decision early on about who's going to be doing the heavy lifting. So we have the same choices as before, which are...
What?
And tell me, is that too loud? Do I need to turn down the unit voices? Does she sound like she's screaming at you compared to the music and stuff like that, or is that okay? Let me know how you feel, if I need to crank that down a little bit. But here you go. We've got the Death Knight, and yeah, let me play it again.
They will feel my power.
There we go. Yeah, I have the music turned down really low, and you may not be able to hear some of the background music. So, is it? Okay. I can actually turn it up. You can see here I've got the music set to low. The sound effects and everything are set to medium. Unit acknowledgements I've got set to loud. So... let me... tell me how this is.
What?
Can you hear that a little bit better? Does that sound okay? Because if that's still pretty quiet, I probably should just turn up the actual, like, the audio on my computer. Okay. Alright, we'll leave it at that then. Alright, so, I told you a little bit about this in the first Disciples game, some of the changes ahead of time. So, yeah, see, now you can hear the music. It's pretty good. And as long as you can still hear me clearly over top of it, then we're good to go. So just tell me if I'm too quiet compared to it now. But the Death Knight still flies, still deals 50 damage and has 150 hit points and all that good stuff. But notice that now Mr. Bloodborne also comes with artifact lore. So he gets another skill for free so that flying is not the only ability that he has. He actually can do something other than just hit people from the very beginning of the game. Then we have the Nosferatu. Because the Nosferatu is our scouting leader, he can use travel items. That is a new skill and, in fact, indeed, a new ability slot. We have travel lore, which allows us to use magical boots. The Lich Queen, of course, is pretty much the same, still can use staves and scrolls, but she can also now use orbs, which is a separate skill. Orbs are items that can be used in combat, which either affect everyone or have some other sort of slightly different effect from a potion. Banshee can still only plant rods. She comes with nothing else. She paralyzes people. She's better at it than the Ghost. But that's about it. And then, of course, our friend the Thief, who is no longer a cool older sister, but instead is like our weird scene kid or emo, like, younger brother, I guess. He must be protected. So which of these folks are we going to take through with us into the end game? Which of these would you like to be our main hero? Is it going to be already Bloodborne? Is it going to be Count Choco again? Is it going to be Rodney? Or, since we already have a Lich Queen for free, is it maybe the magnificent, the amazing, the wonderful Ms. Darksoul's turn to take center stage on this new adventure? Is it her 15 minutes of fame? Is it her turn in the spotlight? Should we give her an army and see what she does with it? I mean, we know what she's gonna do with it. She's gonna kick an ass, is what she's gonna do with it. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you can take Rodney, but I kind of like the gimmick of having Rodney 2 and Rodney 3. What did we leave off on? Rodney 12, I think, who was actually technically Rodney 11 because we skipped Rodney 10. So, yeah, how do you... We already have Ms. Darksoul. So, yeah, we have a bonus Rodney. That's what I'm thinking, is we get her for free, and that would allow us to try a slightly different strategy. And then we can spend more money right out of the gate because I'm just going to buy her a second fighter. And then we can just go. Oh, and here, by the way, Ashgan got an upgrade as well. You can see Ashgan, Bringer of Plagues, was an Alkmaar high priest who was ordered by Mortis to never leave the capital unprotected. And he's got this weird, like, double thing going on. There's, like, two of him kind of joined at the hip. It's real weird. I like the design, though. So there we go. She can take an extra potion of restoration, but she can hold two of them. So in an emergency, then, yeah, the strategy of exploding things is a pretty powerful one, I think. But this way she can heal in battle, and she can use an item as well. Okay, well, let's see. Where are we going to start at? We got two peasants and a thug. Two peasants and a thug. Two peasant man-at-arms and a thug. We got some goblins. We got goblins. Well, this guy's got treasure behind him.
Burn their souls.
Let's start. Alright, so here is the new and improved battle screen. Check this out. This is where the graphical upgrade really shines. Y'all remember those little cartoonish chibi sprites in the first game? There is no more of that in Disciples 2 because you have to look at the battle screen a lot in this game. Fighting is like most of what the game is about, right? Leveling up your units. Well, now, since you're going to spend so much more time looking at them, or so much time looking at them, they look so much better. Check this out. This is serious business. And their animations are so much better. Are you ready? Look here. You can see so much more clearly the indicators around like everyone's feet of who an attack is going to hit, and the attacks are so much prettier, so much more intense. Ms. Darksoul's first shot of the game. Boom, baby. Look at this. And watch this. We have new commands down here as well. See? We've got instant resolve, of course. We have retreat. We now have defend. Defend will skip this unit's turn, but they will take half damage from any attack that hits them, which deals damage. They can also wait, and we have auto battle where we can let the AI fight for us. I'm going to wait, because this guy lost his turn, right, thanks to our ghost. So now, Ms. Darksoul is going to take him out. And see, now he goes at the end of the turn, end of the round, right? And he gets to hit this guy who's in the back. That changes our strategy. We can do so much more now. Battles are drastically different, y'all. Of course, getting into one still takes, you know, half of our movement points. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trade that out because we don't really have... We shouldn't need to heal 100 hit points right now, especially it's close to the capital. So I'm going to let her hold the smaller healing potion for the moment. Dime Store Gandalf says, "The Empire will punish your insolence." Will they? Will they, Edwin? So, yeah. Now you've kind of seen all of the... Well, not all of the new stuff, but you've seen the big differences.
Burn their souls.
You can see this guy went first. He's defending, and that's going to happen a lot when you have a unit who can't attack because, see, adjacent units, right? He has no ranged attack, so he's going to defend a lot in the back. So let's see here. These guys, I know we can't take them out in one hit, so I'm going to go ahead and hit them in an attempt to clear them out, and that way, see, we get shots on these guys. Otherwise, the battle's pretty much the same. It's a very fancy thug. So fancy. Alright, now it's time to build a building. So...
What?
First things first, who's going to level up first, right? It's not going to be Ms. Darksoul. She's got 165 to level 2. These fighters have 95. These ghosts have 75. They're going to level up first, so let's build their building first. Now you'll notice, check this out. Our ghosts now have a 3rd tier upgrade. We'll get to that later because it's not available here. For now, they're going to upgrade to Spectres. There we go, the Sepulchre.
What?
Still don't have enough to research a spell. We will get there, though. Who's next? Maybe you.
Burn their souls.
she's so eager to burn their souls. I knew he was going to shoot the ghost. That's alright. Let's make sure he doesn't do that again, though. This game just looks so much better. It's so pretty compared to the other one. And I feel like it's done a fairly good job of aging. Let's see. So we don't have to build it right away, but be thinking, which would y'all rather have? Do you want zombies? Or do you want Templars this time? Of course, there's only 10 hit points difference, so the real difference is, do you want immunity to death, or do you want elemental wards? Which would you prefer? So, talk amongst yourselves. We've already got our magic tower for free, obviously, or we couldn't even click into the spell book. I'm going to build our temple. There it is. We're going to need that for sure. And we're going to need it very soon. Ooh, what's in here? Ah, our old friend, the Potion of Protection. The icons look different, but they do the same thing. 15% less damage from attacks. Can we go another round? We probably can. Yeah, we should be good to go up that way and hit those guys. Ooh, there's another gold mine. Oh, and we can research our first spell as well. We only have access to first and second level spells in this scenario. Y'all know the drill. So they're the same spells. So I'm going to go ahead and start with weakness. Overall, that's going to be more important than damage. Okay. And these guys, of course, have made a mistake. They decided to put their archer in the front row. Boom. I love that animation. Where she's just like, nah, fam. It's just like a magic backhand. Where are you at? 22 of 75. We want to get that Spectre as quickly as possible. Alright, so next turn, we need to go ahead and build our fighter upgrade building. Which do y'all want? Do you want zombies or do you want Templars? Hey, a life potion. Very nice.
Burn their souls.
Zombies or Templars? What is my favorite? You know, that's a hard call, actually. I like both of them for different reasons. I think the Templars look cooler. That's for sure. Probably overall, between the two of them, especially in this, like, these earlier scenarios, most of our enemies are not going to be fellow undead, which means that immunity to death is going to be less useful than the wards. The true strength here is you can see that, you know, Dark Lord is where it stops on this evolutionary line, whereas over here you get to go all the way down. Oh, and you may have noticed, if you are not too gay to count, you might have seen that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrade tiers here instead of 3. So 4th tier units are no longer the most powerful type. 5th tier units are. So we've got the zombie, the skeleton warrior, the skeleton champion, and another one, which we will see later, is now our ultimate unit. So that's the real benefit of going with zombies, is that they just keep getting stronger and hitting harder. Over here, the Dark Lord just kind of stops after 2 goes, but especially early on, like if there are only 2 levels to go up, usually the Dark Lord is a little bit better when you are fighting against people like the Empire and the Mountain Clans, because they don't deal death damage.
Vengeance is near.
We hear you, hon. Vengeance is near. Not for us, though. Oop. And there we go. Check it out. 50 death mana a turn now, so we are going to earn 75 from now on instead of 25. And they went out of their way to make the mana crystals look way different, plus they're animated, so they're much easier to see. Gold mines, especially to me, against the wasteland of the undead, are harder to see, because look at the coloring, so they're kind of easy to lose. But you cannot miss a mana crystal because it's shiny. So, yeah. It's, yeah. Okay. A single thug, or 2 peasants and a thug. Okay, we're gonna have to go this way to get to that guy. That's true. That's one of my favorite lines from her. The only thing I dislike about the Lich Queen is she's very distinctly floating, like she's levitating, but she doesn't actually have the flying ability, and I hate that because the Elven mage leader levitates just like the Lich Queen does, but she gets flying, which makes her the best mage unit in the game. Hands down. Okay, let's go for the double peasants.
Burn their souls.
Oh no! Let's see. He does more damage. Uh-oh. Oh no! Everybody missing. And you can see, because he went first, I'm actually going to kill that guy to make sure that he doesn't get a hit. Same over here. And then Ms. Darksoul can finish the dude in the center. Or not. Oh my goodness, all these misses. Don't do that. Also notice the death animations here, because eventually one of our guys will die and you'll see a different one. But notice the little pew of like orange dust whenever we kill somebody. So based on your allegiance and which faction you are, every unit has a different death animation, which is kind of just a cool thing. Alright, our first neutral town. 3 thugs, but one of them's in the back row, and a peasant, which is nothing. What have we got to level up? She's about halfway. But I think we need to rest and recover just a little bit. Okay, now, of course, as far as magic goes, nothing has changed for the undead hordes in that they are still the worst at, like, sieges. So they have a lot of debuffs. They have some pretty decent summons because they have a summon at, like, I think literally every level except level 4. But they are not great at buffing themselves, especially because the only buff spell they have, which is Damage Ward, is pretty high level. I don't think we actually need to build any more buildings right now. We can just save our money and build up, which is good. Oh, you may also know, or note, so here's Plant Rod, which is lit up for some reason, but we can't actually do it. There's Guard, use Staff or Scroll, select Next Leader, this is the Trade button, but they've added this new button down here, Continue Move. This is something that in the first game you saw me do, but we could only do it, like, with a hotkey. So, here, they've actually just built it into the game, which is great. Go ahead and research another spell. We have such high regeneration in here.
Vengeance is near.
See, look at that. 1 or 2 turns resting, you're pretty much fully recovered. And we can go right back out. And I'm gonna say, let's just go for it. Let's go big. And research our spell. We can get to them in 1 turn.
Burn their souls.
They're going to get a defense bonus, but we're going to be hitting everybody. So, Okay, this peasant is going to go after Ms. Darksoul, so I'm going to try and get rid of him. Let's paralyze that guy. Oof. Oh man, this guy just does not want to go down. He's clinging desperately to life. Just like us. Y'all, you have to hit him. You've gotta. Okay, I'll give you that one. Just because the ghost has like a 65% chance to hit anyway. There we go, not a bad chunk of change. I feel like you get slightly less XP in the second game. Leveling up is a bit slower, but not too bad. We were prosperous before you arrived. Looting us now is impossible. Begone, corpsemen. No, we live here now. This is our town. Deal with it. Alright, this is going to finish off our first level spells. Lovely. Our second level spells are likewise pretty much the same. We've got Evil Ent, Plague, Shadow, Curse of Nightgrail, which is the 15% damage reduction, and Stone Rain.
What?
Regeneration in this town is not nearly as good unless we level it up, but we can do that. We have nothing else to spend our money on, so, you know, see here. City growth advantages, contains more units, hit point regeneration increases, defense bonus increases. Now you can see more slots. This one's close enough to our capital that we probably don't have to really worry about it. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this guy because there's only one of him. So he'll go down very quickly. Whee! See how fast? Now, what's our next target? Ooh, 2 archers. We'll come back for them. Or have to break them up with spells first. 1 archer and Thug Ronan. Of the Shadow Wolf Thugs. See, you can create custom factions in the scenario editor, of course. And sometimes that's useful for story features. Like, this has a bit of a story to it. This is involved in the campaign somehow. This is also something that I enjoy. Battles 1. We have this as well. Well, I have to step out in order to actually do it, but see, there we go. You can see that Ms. Darksoul has already won 8 fights, which is pretty great. Yeah, there we go. We can get back in 1 turn, so better to recover there if that's what we're going to do. Excellent. That's probably enough to go on. 30 more points. Where are we going to get 30 points? Probably from some of these fellas. Clear out this area around our house as quickly as possible, because we want to level up before the Empire finds us.
Burn their souls.
There we go. The Man-at-Arms, 25 damage, 95 hit points. As you can see, they hit for the same as the thugs, but they are significantly tougher. I'm actually going to hit the thugs first. Let's see. It doesn't matter. They all deal the same amount of damage. Okay. Sometimes it can be useful to weight your melee units to see who your mages take out or who your ghost paralyzes or something like that in order to better coordinate your strategy so that you're killing them in the most efficient manner possible. That sounds so brutal when you just say it that way. Alright, let's go ahead and research Curse of Nightgrail. We're going to need that damage debuff against some parties in order to keep things moving along.
Vengeance is near.
You tell them. That's probably pretty good on the recovery. 57. We are getting there. Oops. Nope, I want... Oh, I'm already clicked on her. Thank you. Let's see. Peasants. They're easy pickings. Let's go take care of them. We've got another gold mine, too. Look how rapidly we're spreading. Oh. I should research another spell. Want to get those done as quickly as possible, too, and that way all of our mana can just go in the bank for casting purposes. Ooh, Prushina's back.
Mortis has whispered. What does she request of us? The Empire army is too far away to stop us now. There are a few troops still on these lands, so we must act quickly before they request more help.
Uh-oh.
We will obey.
So, they're telling us that there might be kind of a time limit.
Burn their souls.
We're encouraged to complete this, this scenario quickly before something bad happens. Before more Empire guys show up. Wow. Man, I'm really missing the Banner of Battle. Come on, guys. You really just gonna let these peasants beat the crap out of you like that? I know you can do better, and I expect better. Whew, 63. Okay. Just 12 points. I believe in us. Playing with a keyboard here, if you know the shortcuts, is really handy because they're all pretty close together. Like, it's M for move and then space for end turn. So if you were doing a lot of that, just like, you know, moving and then just ending your turn, it only takes 2 fingers.
What?
Does that take care of you? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Probably want to consolidate our hold over here, but man, those 2 archers. I think we just need either more hit points or more mana before we go over there, so let's go this direction for a bit. Or, actually, you know what? What's over here? I do not have the campaign memorized. Okay, but it's basically nothing. It's like the last one. I remember bits and pieces, but there's so many campaigns, and, you know, sometimes there's space between when I play one faction or another that I can't tell you off the top of my head exactly where every single thing is on every map. Alright, so see here, this guy's paralyzed, he wasted his turn. I'm gonna wait because these other guys have already gone, so they've used their turns up. I'm gonna see who Ms. Darksoul does in before I have them act. And that way their action is spent a little more usefully. Not bad. Alright. Oh my gosh, he needs 4 points. 4 points. Well, I'll get it from that. Let's do it.
Burn their souls.
These guys where they've got 65 initiative, they just are always going to go before our guys. It's just going to happen. Hitting that peasant in the middle because that way if she hits, it guarantees that they go down and they don't even get a turn. I like, too, that the units, if you listen to them, have multiple voice lines for their attacks and things. There we go. That little upgrade animation, little green skull. Bloop. And now, we have a Spectre. Wonderful. So, a Spectre's forceful spirit makes her paralyzing attacks stronger. 90 hit points is the most important thing. Hit points are literally doubled. And 70% chance to hit instead of 65, which is pretty good. Now, also importantly, notice this. Even though we cannot build the next upgrade to turn her into a different kind of unit, the Spectre can still gain experience points, right? And that's really important. So it's going to take her 700 experience points to level up again, which is a lot, but, like, it's there, and you can do it. Okay. What is our reward? We're standing right next to it, so we can actually open that with no movement points. An emerald? A gemerald, you say? Okay, Lost Mastaba is unexplored. I bet it is. I should probably go ahead and save it. Just in case. Now. I'm gonna go ahead and just see what's in there. Oof. Oh, that's gonna be a rough fight. We probably need to come back here later. These guys are nothing, but what we have here, this is a Master Thug. Master Thugs lead wandering bands of thieves. They can craft poison elixirs. So, this is another new feature of Disciples 2. This is very important. Attacks can now have secondary effects. What you see here is he attacks with short swords and inflicts poison. And you can see he has 2 different chances to hit, 2 different levels of damage, and 2 different sources as well. So he has an 80% chance to deal 35 weapon damage. And if he hits with that first attack, he then has another 80% chance to inflict poison, which then will deal 20 death damage to the unit that he struck on each of that unit's turns. I'm gonna go ahead and dip. Oh, wow. They just decided we won that fight, huh? Whoa, I did not expect that. Okay, well, I'll take that W. Usually the AI doesn't favor you like that. 150 gold and a pestilence scroll. Cool. So one of the great things about having a Lich Queen as your main hero is, you may remember from the first game, that we were constantly having to take the scrolls and staves that we found and run them to Ms. Darksoul wherever she was at, so that she could use them. We don't have to do that this time. She might not be able to get around as easily as Count Choco, and she may not have the staying power because of the life drain, but she can already use stuff like this, so that means she can just carry it, and we don't have to worry about it. If she picks it up, she just keeps going, because she's the person who needs to have it anyway. And let's see here. Stone Rain. There we go. We are now done with our spell research. Excellent. Wonderful. So now, all that mana is just going straight in the bank. Also plenty of cash for instant healing if we need it. Speaking of which, ooh, 5 points to level up. Where can we find 5 points? I bet we can find it here.
Burn their souls.
And then we can go back the other way. Okay. Oh. Really? Well, we gotta paralyze one of those guys. Since that's an archer, I'm gonna go ahead and hit to make sure that he didn't shoot somebody in the back row. I will wait. And now he gets to hit after the Spectre goes. There we go. Almost right on the dot. Check it out. Look how cool they look. That is so neat, especially compared to the first game, right? So there's our Templar. They subvert religious rites in order to honor Queen Mortis, and they are impervious to the elements. Well, not impervious, but they care a lot less than anybody else does. And of course, since they got healed from leveling up, we can just keep going. Oh, our first Empire troops. Oh no. Well, right on time, because we do not have a level 2 champion. Not yet. But... oh boy. We're gonna have to engage anyway, methinks.
Burn their souls.
I'm gonna take these guys out. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, so he's got second level troops too. This is a second level Pegasus Knight. He took Banner Bearer when he leveled up, apparently. This is a leveled up Knight. That's their second level frontline fighter. The Knight uses his divine strength to guard the Empire against iniquity. A Marksman, which I was not expecting. The Marksman has great skill with the bow. His arrows fly far, and a single hit can mean death to his opponents, which is true because he deals 40 damage a shot. And also this Priest. Priests can substantially heal damaged units. They patiently attend to one soldier at a time during battle, and yes, restoring 40 health each time to a single target, which is gross. Check out that attack, though. It's so cool. Love it. Okay, paralyze him. Oh, that's rough. Oh, man. Okay, that's not going great. Not going great. I didn't expect him to have a bunch of second level troops, man. Like, we're gonna win this fight, but big oof. Which means I will probably load it. Oh, you see him turn tail there and try to run. Ooh, that's a lot of XP, though. But we can do a little bit better. Ooh, that's gotta be their big hero. Look at that. Okay. Okay, okay.
They will feel my power.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let them come down this way because I want them to separate. The ranger here has a lot of movement points, but he has to walk, which means he's got to cross the water and go through all these trees. The Pegasus Knight here has fewer movement points, but can fly, so terrain penalties mean nothing for him. So, So let's see what they do. Let's see where they go. Because I don't want to hit one of them and then have the other one come out and gank me while I'm weak. Oh, they're following each other. That's not great. Don't like that. Okay. 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 So there's a thief and there's an Archangel. Interested to see what they decide to do, but we're gonna have to do something.
Nothing can stop my sorcery.
Okay. If they're both going in the same direction, we're just gonna have to deal with it. So, let's see. This guy's got all second level troops. Let's reduce their damage.
Burn their souls.
Okay. Love these attack animations. They're so good and smooth. And just the little glowy bits and everything, it makes so much of a difference compared to that sort of cartoony, low poly stuff from the other, from the first game. Okay. Get him! Oh, man! See, that's the game changer right there. The Spectre not hitting somebody is a big deal. Come on. Oh, man. Dang it. See, when she misses like 2 or 3 times in a row, once is bad enough, but missing 2 or 3 times in a row can actually cost us the fight. It definitely is going to cost us a unit. That is much better, but... dang it.
This can't be.
It can, it is, unfortunately. Let me try that one more time, just because I'm trying not to lose our Spectre. I'm gonna reload a little bit more in the second game than I did in the first one. The load scumming. And the reason why is because, as you already saw, they can keep leveling up. The level cap is different. So that means that she's losing XP that could cause her to level up, and leveling up will improve her stats. Her HP will go up, and her chances to hit will increase. And that's a big deal. So losing that XP matters, and you have to play it differently compared to the first game. Come on. Oh my gosh. This is going worse than the first one, or the second one. Okay, that's better anyway. Man, it is like that marksman has got grease on him. Wow. Okay, but we're gonna come out with a Spectre alive, and I'll call that a win. I don't like this, but I call it a win, because that was my goal. Okay. So see, that way, it doesn't level her up, but
This can't be.
everybody gets the XP. So here we go. 3 life potions, an orb of earth. So this is our first orb type item. Now notice, first of all, very important, it is not an orb. I don't know what it is. It's not an orb. There are all kinds of non-spherical items that are classified as orbs for some reason. But what it does is you can consume it in battle to deal 25 points of earth damage to all target units. 2 potions of swiftness, 15% initiative, which is great. A weakness scroll. Oh, and here's our first travel lore item, the Boots of Speed. Increases by 20% the move points of the leader wearing the boots. And a Talisman of Vigor. So talismans are yet another skill. So, yeah, that's how I would treat it. Orbs are just, you know, they're a mood more than, like, a genus, I guess. But talismans are yet another different skill, and there's no reason for it, because what talismans tend to do is very similar to orbs. You carry them into battle, increases by 25% the damage inflicted by enchanted units in battle. Now see, orbs have to be equipped, they cannot be used outside of combat like potions can. Talismans, see, she doesn't have the skill, but they go in these slots. She can use the orb, she cannot use the talismans. The big difference is that orbs usually either deal damage or summon something into an empty slot, which is kind of a cool effect. Like, you could summon a fire elemental or a skeleton or something into an empty slot, and because it happens in combat, it's independent of your champion's leadership score. They just have to have an empty slot on the battlefield. Talismans, by contrast, also, they can only be used in combat, but they tend to provide a buff of some kind, or inflict a status effect. So they replicate a potion's effect, or the effect of a spell, but it costs a turn to use it. And that's the big deal. It's very much a cost-benefit thing, because when you're using a talisman, or an orb, or a potion, what you have to consider is that it costs your champion's turn to activate that item. So what that means is that instead of hitting the entire enemy party for 30 fire damage, she is going to resurrect a dead unit with 1 hit point, or she is going to restore 50 HP to a target unit, or she is going to buff somebody, or whatever, and then her turn is used up. So let's save that here. And what I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna go ahead and use this potion. Because hopefully, unless that other guy is also 2nd level, this way the ranger, at least by himself, will not be able to kill one of our units in one shot. Let's see what happens. I'm going to debuff him too, just in case, so that way if he tries to attack us... I'm hoping he'll just go for the town. That thief left. Oh, he came back. Oh, he went away too. Okay, that's alright. We'll go over here and heal a bit, and then we'll go get these guys. So, they stole our gold, but that won't last for long. We'll go get it back in just a moment. Uh-oh, they placed a spy in our army. Now they can see what units we have. And you know how we hate that, right? Okay, well... First of all, let's take care of this pest. So I love the aesthetic of the Empire. I like the way that the Archangel looks. Check out the halo. It's like you've seen those old paintings where halos take the form of like a circle of gold leaf around somebody's head, and they take that very literally here. It's like an engraved metal plate hovering behind the angel with a glow emanating from it. So here you go. The Archangel is still very good, still the best rod planting hero in my opinion, because she can fly and she can heal. The Archangel claims lands for the Empire by planting rods, and the ground surrounding her rods magically converts into Empire soil. And then, of course, here's the Squire. They nobly offer protection to his weaker companions in battle, fighting off all attackers with his sword. Well, fight this off, bruh. And what he's going to mostly do is defend. He's going to tank for her while she heals, or tries to escape. Which is why we're going to attempt to paralyze her. Wait, because he chose to defend. Ms. Darksoul finishes him off, and then our other Templar gets a full hit on her and is going to get to go basically twice in a row. Boom. And there we go. There's the level up that we wanted. All right. Yes, good. Okay. So here we go, our first level up of the game. And you all know what this means. What are we taking? So, we have the choice of Arcane Knowledge, which you will remember, of course, allows us to read magical tomes. Now, this is a much better skill choice. All of these are much better skill choices than they were, because, again, these take up different slots now. Banner Bearer lets us use a banner. Artifact Lore lets us use artifacts. Pathfinding increases our movement points by 20%. You'll see we gained a movement point, but it's not going to go up the same way that it did for Count Choco because she's not a scouting leader, she's a mage leader. But all of these are good choices now because we can equip them simultaneously. Now, I'll admit, I usually take Artifact Lore first when I'm playing by myself, and the reason why is because you can equip 2 artifacts simultaneously, so you immediately get more bang for your buck, assuming that you find multiple artifacts to equip. And that is a big if, because we don't know. Now, as with the first game, of course, I'm going to turn the map upside down. I'm going to explore every ruin. I'm going to kill every enemy champion. I'm going to do my best to find all of the artifacts and banners and books and things that I can. But we'll see what happens. So, what do y'all think? What should we start with? Because there are going to be some different skills that did not exist in Disciples 1 as well, that will appear later on, and that may affect the order in which we take some of these, or it may mean that we decide not to take some of these, either until much later on, or perhaps at all, depending on what comes up when, right? But what do you want to take now? We do not have a book. We do not have a banner. We do not have artifacts. So, pathfinding is useful right away, yeah. We cannot equip those boots until we get travel lore. But you'll notice that that's not listed right now, because they know how good it is. So, most leaders cannot take that until, like, I think 3rd level, maybe. Which, of course, at 3rd level, we're going to take leadership. So, alright, let's go ahead, and because I don't know for sure what the level cap is on this map, but I'm guessing it's 3rd, as it was in the first game, let's take artifact lore, and that way if we find any artifacts, we'll get that benefit right away. Okay, artifact lore it is. And let's go ahead and hire an emo younger brother as well. And he spied on us. What do you say that we go spy on him? I like the very androgynous voice that the thief has, whereas in Disciples' Sacred Lands, I feel like the Undead Horde's thief was very obviously female. But here it's a lot more non-binary. So here is the new and improved Thief action screen, which is basically the same. The layout is different, but we still have a lot of the same actions because we are not a guild master, as it tells us down here. So we can poison the enemy party, 80% chance to deal some damage, infiltrate a spy, which is what we're gonna do, or we can duel the leader. Here we go. So now we can see... there's a thief in this party. Who would have known, right? That's not the Empire. Let's also... We're gonna hire a Banshee. Welcome back, Rodney, to the stream. And let's see, what were we at? Right, I said we're technically on Rodney 11 because we skipped one. Yeah, because we had Rodney 12. Oh no, that means Rodney 12 was Rodney 11, so we actually are on... This would be Rodney 12. There we go. And we want her to live, so we'll give her a fighter. Okay. And let's see. So Ms. Darksoul is full up, which means we can just go do stuff. So let's make it happen. Almost forgot we'd researched all of our spells. I was going to go in there and research one, and it's like, oh no, that's good. Oh, this guy's back. Okay. That's actually great. The Banshee's voice lines are so good in both games, but they're much better in this one, like they're clearer.
What?
Okay. Alright, so this guy's definitely level 1. I think we already took out their big hero. That Pegasus Knight, who I think was also named Conrad, was their equivalent of Ms. Darksoul. Because this guy's got nothing. 2 squires and an acolyte. Let's... Oop, no. I want to save over an old game. Although if I do, it's not a big deal. Let's poison them. And let's poison them again. Why not? There we go, see? That backup is useful to have, man. I love the way the Falcon Arrow looks. It's very good. It goes by pretty quick, so it's hard to see, but if he gets to attack again, keep an eye out. Nice. She's now dealing 35 damage on average, which is sweet. Excellent. Get him, boys. Boom. Now we're cooking with gas. Look at that. They only need 600 to level up, so see, at this rate, getting this kind of experience, champions are worth a lot more by themselves. So, like I said, I feel like you level up a little slower in Disciples 2. Probably part of that is the illusion of, like, having more tiers of unit evolution available, because you can level up to like more types of units. And so it feels like there's further to go, but actually, like, once you start killing champions and stuff, you see you're getting 30 a pop instead of, like, 4.
Burn their souls.
Honey, I don't know why you came down here, but it's not going to go well for you. Now, of course, with that guy out of the way, she's going to try and run immediately if we don't paralyze her rather than heal herself. So we want to make sure that we do kill her. See, look at that. Just those two by themselves, that was worth 15. Which is not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's more than we were getting for, like, you know, 3 thugs and a peasant. So, probably, because Ms. Darksoul needs 665 to level up, that means that by the time that we level her up, if people don't die, in order to kind of break up the experience gain further apart, these guys are definitely going to go up, because they're going to level up before she does. And, this one will too, because they've gained on them, because you can see where it carries over, right? So, we good. Okay. Let's have our little bro scout ahead a bit. Okay, there's some Empire territory, and you know what that means? That's just places to plant rods, because I think I see the edge of a gold mine right there, don't I? Yes, I do. Okay, owned by the Empire. So they have a garrison in there because it's level 4. But there's no champion. We do want to take that as quickly as possible, though, because that is where, that is where those champions are coming from for sure. Oh, and they've already looted that ruin, which, on the one hand, darn, but on the other hand, if we kill all their champions, we'll get whatever was in there, minus the gold, which we don't really need. I'm guessing that's probably where, like, those boots of travel came from, maybe? Let's go up here right away. We'll skip this other stuff, and we'll just go straight up there. I want to take this town and hold it. Ooh, see, they just hired a champion. Ooh, Knight Thurin says, "The Empire will not tolerate the servants of Mortis. We care not about your dark goals. Begone, or we will be forced to crush you." Oh, Ms. Darksoul's not having it.
Empty threats. Mortis has revealed to us that your troops are too far away to stop us. Human.
If you know that, then you must beware of the troops headed this way. You have been warned.
He speaks the truth. A small troop of Empire soldiers is headed this way. However, they are still many days away from here. We must accomplish our goal before they arrive.
Now, in some cases, there's just straight up a time limit on the scenario. And if you don't win within the time limit, obviously, you lose instead. In other cases, they will actually summon units and add them to the board, to the map. But if you defeat them, who cares? Oh, well, that was just an Archangel, then who cares? She's gonna get a defense bonus, but, like, that's all, and that's not gonna stop us from what we're doing. Plus, she has nowhere to run. So even if she heals herself, like, whatever, because that's all she can do. Boom, baby. 15 free XP. Poison City is something we can do. The thief poisons the enemy's city, reducing the hit points of all the units. Oh. Oh no, they got him. They got him. Oh, they got him. What are we gonna do?
Yes, master.
That's it, y'all. That's game over. Frankly. Ooh. Well, look at that. More death mana. And also, importantly, that is the corner of the map. You can see from the clean edge and the terrain elements hanging off it. I love the birds that will, like, fly in out of the abyss. See, look. See that? They just come out of the void and fly across the map. That's so funny to me.
I know this place.
Oh my gosh, they just hired another Archangel. Okay, well. Dang it, we better go and get her. At least every time they do that, like, it costs a minimum of 300 gold, and if they're putting a squire in front of her, it's 350. So they're burning through their cash very quickly, putting them out there. And that's fine if they want to do that. We will bleed them dry. Take him out, Ms. Darksoul. There you go. That's our lady. Nope. Backstabbed. Boom. Okay. I want to take that city and... Thief, a ranger. My goodness gracious. I'm going to have to go through them. Well, we can do that, but... I hate to do it, but I mean, we have potions and things. It's just going to take all of our movement. Oh man, he ran for it. Did you see that? He said, nah. He said, we're not here for it. Oh man, come on. I hate when they do this, because, like, see, we're missing one unit will defend, and then, like, everybody gets away and you have to chase them down. And I'm not 100% sure, I don't think I've ever added the numbers up, but it feels like if you defeat, like let's say, whatever 2 squires, a priest, and a level 1 ranger are worth, if you defeat all of them in one group, you get, like, more than if you fight them in 2 goes. So, like, now, yes, we got 20 for killing these 2, but we did not kill these 2. And so now if we go back into, you know, a battle next turn and we do kill them, we will get less XP than if we had killed all 4 of them in one battle. And I don't know for sure if that is actually true. It just feels like it is. Oh, there was the healing spell. He's running for it instead of just going into the town. Okay, whatever. Oh my gosh, we're never going to take that town because they just keep hiring Archangels. But again, that's 350 gold a pop, so, like... And if they want to run from us to keep their champions, then, I mean... That's fine. It just means we get experience points slower. Lol. Alright, more death mana for us. I wanted to take that town really quick so that I could hire another thief. Look at this! I don't know what their income is. It may be 350, but it's like... They are literally hiring an Archangel every turn. They are desperate to explore down there and steal our gold mines and stuff. Which, I mean, they should be, because that's how they're going to bleed us out and win. But, like, if we can't break past this, then we're never going to be able to move further in. Okay, they didn't hire one this turn. We could easily hire another champion, and in fact, I probably will, but I wanted to do it in this town so I didn't have to run them up this way.
Yes, Master.
Okay, let's see. See what happens this time. If they hire another Archangel, I seriously may just, like, go past. Okay.
They will feel my power.
I have to hit one of them. That's okay, let's do it.
Their souls.
I might be able to get both of them. Oof, oh. They came prepared this time. Oh no. Okay. Miss, 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 miss. Ooh, big oof. That's a mage. Oh man. Okay, they're not screwing around now. This must be the other guy. We did beat them somehow. I was not expecting that. Let me...
What?
I was pretty sure that that spy had already been... Oh, no, that was a new spy. Okay. No big. Alright, well, we know what to do.
Yes, Master.
It's a little cheesy because now I know what's in there, but we have a lot of mana, so this way I just get to show off what some of the spells look like. Stone Rain. The skull-shaped meteorites, I love it. Plague. The spells are much prettier.
Burn their souls.
Oh, he burned his first turn using a potion. Okay. There we go. Come on, go first. Oh, man. I was really hoping she would go first and he wouldn't get a shot. Paralyze him. Yes. Because, see, he deals 40 damage a shot. It's like, you can't hit her. She cannot go down. There we go. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Potion of healing and a bronze ring, which we can sell that along with that emerald right there. Can we get there? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and encourage him to not fight us. And let's see how effective that actually is. Because he might just cast healing and move along. Oh, he just went around us. Okay, sure, I guess. Okay, what's in here? I don't think it's anything. We've got to take that town. We have to, in order to move forward. So, let's just do that.
Burn their souls.
Because there's not really anything in here. There we go. Short and sweet. So there are a lot of battles, but they go very quickly.
We are near the Empire capital, Master. We must hurry to find the library before they become aware of our intentions.
I think they know what our intentions are. Like, correct me, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, you do know, right? Like, what we're doing and why we're here. I don't know what they're going to hit us with, so I'm just going to go ahead since we have so much money and spend some of it. Huh. Okay. This is where, like, we have more money than mana. We need someone to intercept. And we need someone who is very mobile. So, I think we need Mr. Bloodborne. Because he can fly. Alright. Let's give him an army. And since I'm going to give him an initiate, I am also going to come over here and build this building because we hadn't done it yet. There we go. That way, our initiate will upgrade into a warlock once they've reached 75 experience points, because he needs someone who can hit everybody, because of course Ms. Darksoul has that, she comes with it. Although she deals fire damage, which is important, versus they deal death damage. Okay.
Master.
Alright, let's see what they do. There's the thieves back again. Okay, I figured that would happen. Okay, that's actually about what I predicted. So, let's go ahead. Let's hire another thief. And the thief is... okay, his movement's going to be used up no matter which way he goes. So let's hit her. And let's see what this guy's got. Okay, as a knight and a priest in addition to the squire. This is important because I want to know how hard I can hit them to soften them up before we send someone in there to actually finish them off and get the XP. And what this means is relatively hard, actually. See, because that priest has like 75 hit points, so we can actually deal 60 damage to them with 2 different spells. He will still have hit points left, although not many, so that way we can go in there and we can do what we need to do. Now, we have to beware because the ranger is still going to go first, and he may take a shot instead of retreating. Also, check this out. Instead of wings, look at that. He rides a nightmare with flaming hooves. It's so cool. Mr. Bloodborne really got an upgrade. So both of these guys in the back have 45 health. They're probably going to go down in one shot if he hits them. You can hear our werewolves baying in the background. Let's see what happens. I can use Curse of Nagrael, but I'm hoping that he'll just either try to retreat or miss. Okay, he's going to try and retreat. Look at that attack. Boom. Yes, good. Got one of them. Okay, stop him. Stop him, yes. Okay, go first, Artie. You can do this. Yes! Oh, no! Oh, man. Oh, that was almost perfect. He almost got them all. Oh, no. Okay, that's all right, though. I'm just going to put a small garrison over here. And that way, that one wounded knight can't take that town. He can't just walk into it and take it for free. I just realized this town is not doing much, which means that the Empire's grass must be really pushing hard through here, because look at this, our capital is not even... they're connected, and it's just not really pushing out.
Yes, Master. Vengeance is near.
Can we get to her? No, we cannot, but we can get to them.
Burn their souls.
Let's take them out. Free XP. And then if they want to plant a spy, that's fine. Oh my god, a healing spell, really? He did the loop around our thief to keep from fighting it. Yeah, see, look, it's almost like their grass is actually pushing in further, which is buck wild. Okay, Artie. Finish him off. Boom. Do a big hit. Oh, he knows he's got nowhere to run, so... love it. And look at that. Already almost leveled up. Okay. She actually... it's possible to win this fight... because our fighter has a few more hit points than their squire does. The problem is that the Banshee has to paralyze the Archangel every time, because otherwise the Archangel will heal the squire for 40 damage pop. So what I'm going to do is just move down here and move closer. Yeah, that's what I figured. She's going to do the stupid thing and move up where Ms. Darksoul can get her. Can we... no, not quite. Okay.
Yes, Master.
They really need that money. They were desperate to go down there and get that.
Vengeance is near their souls.
Okay, whatever. Whatever, y'all. Look at these losers. They cannot stand against the might of the hordes. We're back, baby. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here. We've been. Let's go ahead and I'm going to upgrade our cities a little bit to try and help with the terrain expansion. I don't actually know for sure if that really does affect the amount, like the rate of terrain expansion, but it makes me feel better. So, you know. Let's see. There are some little enemies that you can take out. Yeah. That won't really... Yeah. Okay, we can do this. Because these are worth nothing to Ms. Darksoul, but they're worth enough to get him to, like, a Spectre and, you know, some other upgraded units. So they're worthwhile for him to take out while she presses forward. Whereas for her, she needs to keep fighting, like, those champions. Boom! Annihilated. Y'all are only gonna get one hit, so sucks that it was a bad one. Well, I mean, I guess they did shoot Argos twice, but still. No defense for you. Haha. Closer and closer.
Vengeance is near.
Alright, that's it for this turn, then. Gotta find that library and ransack it.
They will feel my...
I don't feel like she really needs to wait. Ooh, okay. Ah, we're close to their capital.
What? Undead creatures? Wretched corpsemen!
Ah, a hidden event.
We do not know why you're back, nor Mortis's dark intentions. Be sure Demosthene will be made aware of your presence.
Demosthene is the current emperor, by the way.
They will double their efforts against us. We must hurry to find the library before they destroy the plans we seek.
I agree with Artie. But first, they hit us for some big damage. Say 40 damage. We need to fight something that doesn't have an archer. This'll do.
They will suffer.
Boom. Boom. I'm gonna paralyze this guy. And yeah, I am gonna hit him again to make sure that our fighter lives through this. Man, I love that. Look at that design. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, it's gotta be so close. Ooh, look at that. 8 points. Okay. Very close. Menta Minoris scroll. And now we're back to, we have to take this somewhere and give it to Ms. Darksoul. Well, that's okay. He's flying. He can get it over there to her, no problem.
I will avenge myself.
And I think we're actually going to take her over here and maybe plant some rods on this grass to help push back. That's wild that this town is not claiming that. We have so much money, I'm just going to, like, do that again. Uh-oh. Whoa! Don't like that. I did not expect that, actually. Oof. Big oof. No. That's no good. That's no good. Can you make it back to the town? Ooh. Ooh. Man, okay, I'm not gonna spend a life potion. I'm not gonna load it because, I think he only did that, because she had already been hit by the spell and was weakened. But, I mean, he can't take the whole party. And he can't do that again while she's dead. So I'm just gonna go ahead and resurrect her over there.
Annihilate.
And that's 2 goblin archers, so I'm gonna go around these guys. And this works, because he can also pick up those gems and take them down here and sell them.
My prince.
There. Have a taste of your own medicine, literally. Let's see what's going on over here. Wasn't there already a spy? You've been placing so many spies, my guy. Look at that. That grass really is pushing in. I don't like it. I don't like it. You can see, by the way, this icon, it's kind of obscured, but that shows that, like, the leader is dead. Yeah, I know. It gives you a message saying the leader must be revived before you can do anything, basically. And I'm just going to go ahead and heal her so that we can continue right on. Because why not? We're just going to go right back out with it.
Master.
There we go. Let's trade first. She gets this scroll. And he's going to take this ring. And where's that emerald? There we go. And then he can go back down here and sell those. And where is she gonna go? Not there. Athron the Black. Whenever you see somebody with a name, it's always like, I feel like they probably have some good stuff, though. Actually, let's do that. Because I do want to level her up, too, and she's almost a third of the way there. And I'm going to pop into this shop here.
Undead creatures, what is your purpose here? Stay back, you have no place in these lands. Do you not value your life, peasant? You will trade with us, or die horribly.
He just comes out and says it. It's like, yeah,
Hurry. Mortis will spare your life for now, if you sell us your wares. Yes, of course. After all, you are no worse than the thugs who infest the region. Curse those shadow wolves, they spread across these lands like a plague.
Alright. 150 gold coins? Sure. 50 gold coins? Sure. And, oh, we've got some elven boots. Hey, that could be worth it. So, yeah, I mean, hey, right? Money's better than dying. But check this out. So these don't give us additional movement points, but what they do is they eliminate the movement penalty for moving through forests, which is pretty good. Sometimes that's actually better. Of course, he wants 1,200 gold for them. We'll see, because she can't wear them yet. But he's also got all these healing potions, which are handy to know about. We'll have Artie head back that way. He's going to rest a bit. Can we poison them twice? Can we get away with that? Yes, we can. Look at that. Nice. We'll go up there in a bit. But first, we're going to take this guy out. I think that maybe those peasants will be quite thankful. However, we will do that in the next stream. I think I'm going to call it for this one. Boom. Check that out. I love the dome that it puts on the city. It's just a nice design. Cool. well, a few technical glitches aside, which sometimes that happens when you're playing a new game for the first time on live stream. You got to figure out how it works with Streamlabs and so on. This has gone pretty well. I hope that y'all enjoyed it, because I certainly have. This is one of my favorite TBS games. I love it just as much as the first one. I won't say more, but I love them equally in different ways. And I hope that you will love it and that you will love this series as well. So thank you for being here with me, and I hope that you will come back next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is New York and Miami time here in the U.S., for more Disciples 2, as we continue with Ms. Darksoul's campaign here against the Empire. We'll see what happens next. It's been pretty fast-paced, so I have high hopes. And, of course, don't forget to follow and subscribe on Twitch. And if you're watching the YouTube VOD, then be sure to follow me here as well, and don't forget to turn on notifications so that you'll see whenever I update all of our playlists on the channel from all of our series, which you can come back and watch on Mondays and Saturdays, as well as on Thursdays in the same time slot. We'll look forward to seeing you then, or over on Twitter and Facebook, wherever I see you. And until next stream, as always, thanks for playing.